Here to share updates on Customs and Border Protection's enhanced enforcement efforts that are making our community safer. I am joined by our local leadership team who lead thousands of our dedicated personnel across Arizona. Thank you for joining me. Every day, the 65,000 men and women of CBP, officers, agents, specialists, and professional staff are keeping drugs off the streets and out of our communities. They are taking the fight to the criminal organizations responsible for producing and trafficking these drugs, and they are securing our borders and ensuring the safety of our economy and millions of travelers. During fiscal year 2024, which ended last week, we saw historic migration numbers early in the year, followed by a significant decrease due to the increased enforcement work done by this team. We saw the continued fentanyl crisis firsthand, with narcotics often smuggled through ports of entry, destroying lives and killing our loved ones. We responded by surging enforcement and taking new steps to disrupt the fentanyl supply chain. And we recognized the threats posted by the vicious, unrelenting transnational criminal organizations profiting from the exploitation of vulnerable populations, and took unprecedented measures to dismantle and disrupt these operations. Despite the wide range of challenges we face, we continue to rise to every task. Alongside our partners, we've evolved our tactics and capabilities, we've enhanced our enforcement efforts across multiple fronts, and we put our mission first: protecting the American people. Our efforts are having an impact, and here's how. On the migration front, we saw unprecedented numbers of individuals attempting to enter the U.S. early this fiscal year. We took action. We surged personnel and resources to the impacted sectors, including right here in Arizona's Tucson sector. We leveraged cutting-edge technologies to help our agents respond quickly and effectively. We worked closely with our partners in Mexico to step up enforcement. We enhanced cooperation with our regional partners from the government and private sector. We worked to disrupt the networks and pseudo-legitimate travel agencies preying on vulnerable migrants and driving them to our border with no regard for their well-being. We managed this challenge with an integrity and professionalism that the men and women of CBP display every single day. And while maintaining access to lawful pathways, we enhanced consequences for those who crossed the border unlawfully. Since the presidential proclamation and securing the border were issued in June, we have significantly increased the consequences for those who illegally cross into the United States. This has led to a continued meaningful decrease in unlawful border crossings. Overall, we've seen a 55% decrease in migrant encounters along the southwest border since June. We are putting more people into expedited removal than ever before, which means strengthened consequences and less strain to the cities around the country. In fact, we've decreased releases by 80%. These efforts have allowed us to get our folks back on the front lines, with more agents along the border between the ports of entry, focusing in on our critical law enforcement missions. As a result, in fiscal year 2024, Border Patrol gotaways decreased by 60%. All of that work has enabled us to further increase our focus on disrupting and dismantling the transnational criminal networks that are moving people and things into the U.S. TCOs are sophisticated, innovative, and relentless. We are continually enhancing how and where we combat their efforts. But our borders should be the last line of defense, not the first. That's why we are collaborating with foreign governments to share intelligence, improve border security infrastructure, and build their capacity to intercept irregular migrants before they reach our borders. These efforts are yielding significant results. For example, this past year, we worked closely with countries in Central and South America to intercept thousands of individuals before they could continue their journey north. In fact, earlier this week, just yesterday, I was in El Salvador to discuss continued efforts to collaborate on trade facilitation and migration management. We have also worked closely with the Department of State in their efforts to further restrict the issuance of visas to include travel company executives who facilitate irregular migration of vulnerable migrants. These same TCOs are also responsible for bringing dangerous drugs like fentanyl into our country, killing Americans every single day. CBP is on the front line of the fight against fentanyl. We are best positioned to take on this challenge. We use analytics, operations, non-intrusive inspection technology enhancements to achieve results. Over the past year, we issued an updated strategy to better align our work and strengthen partnerships. Together with the sheriffs from San Diego to Los Angeles, we launched Operation Apollo, getting intelligence information into the hands of our state and local partners to take action and target illicit networks. We took the fight to the cartels directly by targeting plaza bosses that control everything that moves across the border via Operation Plaza Spike. We expanded Operation Apollo here in Arizona and then into West Texas. We have joined more than 175 partner agencies across 40 states and other federal agencies through Operation Free, led by the state of Virginia. We're targeting smuggling routes, taking down cartel-affiliated networks, and disrupting the flow of illegal goods and money that fuel these criminal enterprises. In the last two fiscal years alone, CBP has seized more than 50,000 pounds of fentanyl. That's enough to produce more than 2 billion lethal doses. Right here in Arizona in August, we conducted the single largest bust of fentanyl in the agency's history, 4 million pills at the port of Lukeville. Just last month, we brought together state, local, tribal, and territorial law enforcement partners in California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas to address the movement of fentanyl throughout the country. During a week-long highway surge operation, we seized over 4 million in fentanyl and 1 million in methamphetamine. We also seized 12 vehicles and made 77 arrests. And it goes far beyond finished products. We are seizing precursor chemicals in the pill presses, parts, dyes, and molds used to produce fentanyl. We're cutting off fentanyl or cartel resources. In fiscal year 2024, we seized more than $13 million of currency at the southwest border. Throughout enhanced cooperation, our partners in Mexico have arrested key leaders within these organizations, including 5 plaza bosses. But the most important statistic is that opioid-related overdose deaths decreased last year. This is an important development, but our efforts continue. One death is too many. We are also enhancing our enforcement efforts in the trade environment. In fiscal year 2024, CBP processed over 1 billion de minimis shipments, small packages. Nearly 4 million small packages arriving every single day. This explosive growth is being exploited by bad actors who are sending the chemicals and equipment used to produce fentanyl in small packages. They are also using this environment to send unsafe, counterfeit goods. The sheer volume of packages makes it hard to detect the drugs and illegal goods being sent. In response, we've increased inspections. We're targeting high-risk imports. We're holding shippers, carriers, brokers accountable for what is in the packages they accept. And we're strengthening our partnership with industry to ensure compliance. We've also expanded our use of advanced analytics to identify suspicious shipments before they arrive. This allows us to more effectively target and interdict illegal goods. It helps us protect American consumers, and it ensures harmful products don't enter our supply chain. All of this matters because what happens at the border impacts communities across this nation. We're here at the Mariposa Port of Entry in Nogales. It's where we seize 50% of the fentanyl coming into our country. Arizona is where, in December, we were seeing extremely high numbers of unlawful border crossings fueled by illegitimate networks funneling people to our borders. So it's the right place to talk about our frontline personnel who continue to address challenges and enhance our enforcement efforts. In Arizona specifically, Border Patrol encounters in Arizona are down 54% since May and 85% since December. We have seized approximately 13,600 pounds of fentanyl and 14,500 pounds of methamphetamine. And we have also seized more than 160 weapons heading southbound through the Arizona ports of entry. Put simply, our enhanced enforcement efforts are making Arizona's communities safer. And the agents and officers who do this difficult work, often thankless work, need more resources to do their job. First and foremost, we need to increase the size of our workforce to match the increase in trade, travel, and migration. We also need to modernize our trade laws, which predate the massive growth in e-commerce and air cargo, which accounts for much of modern commerce. We also need help from you. Join us in the fight. Law enforcement organizations out there, partner with us. Folks here in Arizona, report suspicious activity. Soon, we'll be launching a fentanyl tip line so you can take action to protect your communities. And folks across America, know this: CBP is working every single day to keep you safe. And a plug here, for those of you who want to keep America communities safe, join us. We're hiring. In conclusion, we are looking to the future. We are dedicated, we are motivated, we are relentless. And we will continue to advocate for more tools and resources to stay one step ahead in this dynamic threat environment. Our mission is to protect our country and our communities. We will not fail. Thank you.